Question from Janet in Melbourne, Australia. Is Octave's goal to make lifelike recordings? I read that Octave Records wants to make the recording sound live. Does that mean like a live recording or something else since you're in the studio? Well, yes, we want it to feel like you're in the room. That's the magic that Octave strives to create. I think we've done a decent job of that so far, but with our new studio, I think we're actually doing that. So we rented a studio for our first year and a half, maybe, of Octave. Let's see, I came on in 2020, and we started renting that studio in 2020 in Lyons, Colorado, Animal Lane. For those of you that have gotten our releases and you've read the liner notes, you know that we've recorded almost everything at Animal Lane. We got our own studio, which we've been working on very hard for quite some time. Kind of towards the beginning of this year, 2022 is the year we are currently in, coming to you from 2022. And that studio, it's ready, we're using it. I think there are still a few things that, just like a house, when you get a house, you constantly improve it until you move. And then when you move, it's finally perfect. And you think, gosh, why didn't I paint that weird spot while I was living there? And now it's perfect and I'm leaving. Hopefully we don't do that with the studio. But all that to say, the studio is great. I just went to a session yesterday, a jazz session, an octet, 8 people in the tracking room. Drums, horns, piano, guitar, everybody was in there. And it sounded amazing. What I like about our room, what is special about our room, is we didn't want it to be totally dead. That's the beauty of having your own studio, is you get to design it the way you think something should sound. And we want, a lot of times when you go to a studio, it's so dead that you kind of add the character, because there's not, I don't want to diss those studios. It's not that they don't sound good. It's just that there's not really any room for you there. There's not that little bit of staging, sound staging, right? So with our room, the way that Paul designed it, we have wood paneling in there, and I'm sure you've seen some videos and photos of it online, but it feels much more like a live space than most recording studios. I think typically when you want that live feel, you have to go to a hall or find a stage where there's natural reverberation in the room. At our studio, it's not overdone, but you can hear the room a little bit, and it's very exciting. So with your question, do we want to make the recording sound live? Yes. We want the listener to be able to close their eyes and feel like the music is detached from the speakers. We want that group to be in the room with the listener. And I think we are finally there. So it's very exciting. Thank you for the question, Janet. I hope that you will check out our next few recordings. We have a very exciting one coming up. I don't want to spoil it, but in October, and a lot of those recordings were done at our studio, and I think you'll be able to tell. So, yep, Octave wants to sound live.